Good morning, welcome to the Tuesday Chew. My name's Roy Johnson.
And my name's Matthew Hughes.
Things we're going to go through today, we're going to go over some news. We're going to look at our latest podcast. We've got some interesting questions that we found over the last week that you might find of value. Lessons learnt. Have you learned some stuff?
Every day's a school day.
Every day's a school day, fantastic. We've got some free stuff to give away.
Yes.
Some nice new free stuff. We're going to talk about another Sandler book. Okay, and then we're going to go to the much loved talking pants section. So
Tell us some news.
Let's have some news. Good news, Matthew.
I love good news. Give me good news.
My business made more than $1 billion more than Uber.
Didn't Uber just lose $1 billion? Move on.
Yeah. Okay.
Podcast. Tell us about the podcast. What's going on with the podcast?
So podcast, how to succeed at selling at the C-suite.
Yeah. The C-suite. This is what? Sea level, ocean.
The sea level,
Yeah.
the boardroom.
The boardroom, right.
The
Okay,
boardroom.
very good.
Great latest podcast. Hashtag How to Succeed podcast. Highly recommend it. A new podcast every week. We could do some more questions on sales and leadership. We've had a question flooding in again.
A whole question.
A whole
Fantastic.
question.
Thank you
A
very
whole
much.
question, yes. Yeah. And the question is, how do we get to the decision maker? Matthew?
Well, typically this is getting to the decision maker is one of the big challenges for a lot of people. But if you take the newspaper reporter approach of asking the right questions, who, what, where, when, why and how, then you've got actually a good fighting chance of getting to the right people, to talk to the right people, knowing why they're the right people, how the decision process actually happens, how it works within that particular organisation, and how you can align yourself with it. We talk about that quite a lot within the foundations, the sales foundations, and also even more within our mastery class, which is the continuous reinforcement that we do.
Awesome. Who, what, why, where, when and how.
Five W's and a big H.
Thank you, Simon Chubb, for giving us that picture. That was awesome.
5 bums on a rugby post.
Indeed. Lessons learned. What have you learned? Any epiphanies?
And I guess the biggest epiphany I've had in the last 7 days is really that it is impossible to sell somebody something using the Sandler system that they don't actually need. Because it is based around being equitable and being fair and no hard sell, you can't actually sell somebody something unless they need it using this system.
So, honourable, ethical sales.
It's quite a nice feeling.
That's perfect. We've got some free stuff. 6 ways to be a more effective manager. It's a white paper from Sandler. If this is something as a manager, it doesn't have to be a sales manager, you can just be a manager of people. If there's something you'd like to know more about, we've got a link
Down below.
And please just go on the link, take the information. It's quite a detailed document. If you're a manager, you will find this of value. I commend it to you. Books, The Right Hire. My well-read colleague here has been reading well again.
Absolutely. Given my past experience, I was moved by this. I was moved by it because I have to say, moved to tears, because I'm well aware of the cost of a bad hire. And it's not just the cost in terms of the time and effort it takes to train them, only to have them effectively steal from you by not doing their job properly, which is how it feels. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you've hired people. Because people, sometimes they interview like James Bond, and then basically when you get them on board, they turn out to be Johnny English. This is a book that actually it really helps you with dealing with that.
I think the thing for me on this book is it's all about hiring and attracting A players. We all want A players in our business, and we want to know where A players hang out, and we want to build a group of A players around us, and that book certainly gives you the 7 steps to achieve that, and it can only be good for your business. Available on Amazon. The Right Hire, Lizette Howlett. I know Lizette very well. Lizette is a long-time Sandler trainer. I highly commend it.
Talking pants.
Talking pants.
There's a lot of people talk pants. So we each week try to highlight an example from the previous 7 days of somebody talking pants that we've heard, and it just reminded us of how people do tend to talk out of their pants at times.
So, the one I've heard a few times this week, you've got to sell features and benefits.
Absolutely. It's logical, isn't it? You show up, you throw up. Premature elaboration, it can only satisfy everybody, right?
Yes, indeed. And the challenge with selling features and benefits is features and benefits are all about you. They're not about the prospect. And that's a real challenge, because our job as salespeople is to find a good reason to do business. And by telling them how smart we are, that doesn't really cut it. If you want to learn more about how not to sell features and benefits, Matthew's running an EB. When is the EB?
The masterclass. It's a 2-hour session which is taking place at the. That's okay. It's fine. There's no problem. So we'll call it an EB. I don't care. Call it what you like. Basically, it's a 2-hour session where we're going to talk about a different way of selling, breaking the rules, and not selling on features and benefits. And that's taking place next Thursday that's the 13th of June at the Lymedale Business Centre in Newcastle under Lyme between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So if you come across anyone who starts selling features and benefits, or even talks features and benefits, they're basically talking pants. So good. Twice. That's it. Tuesday Chew. We'll see you next Tuesday. Goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.